Welcome in, everybody, to the 24th episode of Mother's Jail. Now, if you're looking at the screen, you might be thinking to yourself, wait, these names don't seem right for Mother's Jail, but we will be having some guest characters showing up for tonight's session. Tonight's session is titled Whispers No More, and indeed, it will feature the Whispers in Silence, who are going to be making their grand reappearance after 20 years in the wings as this war has raged on Mother's Jail. Last time when we all got together, indeed, the Whispers, or the Mortal Reminder, had been scattered across the world of Serene, sent to go seek out the Whispers by Dragon herself, and convince them to prepare their people to lay down their weapons and surrender. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Whispers chose not to yield to that demand, and in fact, most of them said, fuck this bitch, and decided it's time to go to war. We've been sitting on the bench too long. Nova, you went to Undoir, where you met Opal, the daughter of Martine and Rialta.
We think.
We hope. Layla, you were sent to Caldanesh, where you met Falah. Brayley, you were sent to meet your Glorianda, where you encountered Sir Varys and were knighted by him, no less. Ramiel stayed on Mother's Jail, making their way to the home of the Dawn Scale, where they met up with Melody of the Ivory. And Ayla, you were sent to the frozen peaks of the Kartok Mountains on Terracin, where you encountered one Caldana Aristotter. You were able to convince each of your respective Whispers that it was time to get involved with this war, that 20 years on the sidelines has not helped to end it, and worse still, it has now been made clear that Dragon is actually the Dawn Scale and is actually behind this war, a foe from their era. And tonight, as we pick things up, you're all going to be shifting your perspectives a little bit into the characters that many of you played for 51 sessions just a year, maybe 2 years ago now, I guess. It's been a minute. Except, of course, for Apple, who will be playing Brayley tonight, getting to interact with some of these legendary heroes. Will she learn that it's sometimes best not to meet your heroes? Well, we shall see. She is hanging out with Varys, which we've seen Varys once in this campaign, and should be interesting to get a more official take on what he is like nowadays. So, with that, we are going to start tonight with you, Melody. Melody, you are not hearing this music because it's too upbeat for where you are.
No, it's good. It's good.
No.
I turned it up.
Okay. Melody, you have just sent your adoptive son and the random weird prisoner that didn't speak any languages that you could work with on their way. You have sent them back to Highwall, where hopefully they will be able to reunite with their allies and continue the war against Dragon. The war that you have found yourself caught in the middle of for too long now. Like the rest of the Whispers, when the war first broke out, you agreed with them that it was best to leave it to the world to figure out. You and your fellow Whisperers had worked so hard to give mortality a world that was truly theirs. And so despite your request of the rest of the group to go and intervene, you eventually agreed with them that it was time for you to step aside and let a new generation of people make this world what it would be. Until you discovered who the Dawn Scale actually was, at which time you knew you had to get involved. And you made your way to Mother's Jail, intent on seeking out Dragon, whom you spoke with so long ago. And you are now there. Not exactly serving as an advisor, but not a prisoner either. Aiding the resistance there, and being something of Dragon's amusement. However, as you send away Ramiel and this other prisoner, you can almost instantly sense Dragon's displeasure. And you make your way across the temple grounds, away from the tower that has been converted into prisons. You make your way into Dragon's central monastery. It is where they have lived now since they took over the ivory of Mother's Jail. And as you enter, they are looking out the window. This massive, 10-foot tall ivory dragonborn, though you know that is just the flesh that she wears. You know who she actually is. And she doesn't even look at you as you enter. She just kind of growls. I can tolerate a lot. But giving away my prisoners? You forget yourself, Melody.
And she kind of strides over and stands beside her, looks out in the same window. Things sort of change when family gets involved.
You refer to the boy.
I do.
He shares not one drop of your blood.
And yet he is my son regardless.
There was a time when your naivete was charming.
Did you ever find me charming at all?
Perhaps amusing would be the right word.
It wasn't because of me, it was because of the struggle.
You all fought so hard to defeat Scala. But nothing ever changes in this world. This world is the same disaster that it was when my siblings betrayed me.
You know, there are a lot of people that would agree with you. And that's why it's all the more important that we don't let that stop us. That change is possible. And that is something that I believe you are also capable of. Why do you think I stay?
I have racked my brain of that very question. Do you know how many die at my hand? How will you ever wash the blood off of yours?
I make no attempt to. I know how much you've hurt people. I know that because of what you did, my son's family has, well, experienced a lot of hardships. But that's, again, all the more reason why I want to help. Because if even Scala can change, And there's hope for you.
There is no helping me. I am what she made me.
Is that what she told you? Or is that what you tell yourself?
She turns away from the window, marches over, and sits in her throne. She looks at you for a long moment, as if her eyes are trying to read you. And you wonder in your head why she keeps you alive, and perhaps it is truly that she just can't understand you. You're a puzzle that she cannot figure out. I spent 1,000 lifetimes impaled on that rock, listening to my mother's prattling. And then she lets me down and has the gall to tell me that I was the mistake. No. I was the one thing she did right.
And the way Melody's expression changes at that, there is a tinge of sadness. I don't think that's what she meant. No, no mother wants to see their child suffer. I know that now.
Is that so? Perhaps we will put that to the test when I tear your son's insides out.
And she smiles brightly at that. Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, I've missed you, Melody.
Because from what I hear, he is more than capable. Certainly raised him to do more.
I was supposed to have 8 children of my own. Well, 9, actually. They were all taken from me. Perhaps you will have better fortune with yours.
I hope so. For what it's worth, I'm sorry that you didn't get to see them grow.
By the time I saw them, they had taken up arms against me. No mother wants to see their child in pain. I relished every minute of tearing Azur's throat out.
You don't mean that.
Go, Melody. You have no more work here. The next time we meet, we will stand across from one another on the battlefield. And I promise you, I will not kill you until I've killed your children.
And Melody takes a deep breath at that. Scala said the same thing. You know what happened to her?
Oh, yes. Yes. Mother gave me the delight of watching.
And that was just me. That was just the whispers in silence. Imagine what the joint forces of the whispers in silence and what did Remy call them? The mortal reminders can do.
Scala, like the rest of you, was born on this pathetic world. Born of imperfect beings. I was not. Scala is nothing compared to me. And I can't wait for you to see that firsthand.
I will help you.
You will try. Tell the rest of them I have thought of nothing else but their empty promises for 20 years. Goodbye, Melody.
Be well. And I mean that with all my heart.
Something does steady in their hand as they consider that, and then wave, and you vanish. Rialta.
Yes.
Earlier today, you sent Nova back to Highwall. You gave her your assurance that you would be along just as soon as you could be. It's been a wonderful 20 years for you. Getting to travel and see the world just as Martine promised. Getting to welcome your 2 children into the world. And for a long time, you traveled and wanted to see as much of the world as possible, but like many of the Whispers, eventually came a time when the divinity that you had carried in you started to take its toll. And traveling got harder. It was with a mixture of joy and sorrow, I think, that you and Martine purchased a place on Unduar, one of your favorite places that you had visited, the most beautiful beach you had ever laid eyes on, such a far cry from your home in Heaven's Reach Observatory. And as you send Nova away, Martine is standing against the wall of the little bungalow that you two share. And he looks at you. I don't suppose it would do any good to suggest that maybe you've put in your time and you don't owe this world anything.
You know how I am when I have my mind set to something.
Yes, I gotta tell you, at some point I think the whole I see it in the stars, so I have to do it is your way of making excuses.
Maybe it is. Maybe we're all seeing a future we want to see, but I also know it's a future I have to do all in my power to make true.
Dragon, huh?
Indeed. Met her once. Never truly thought it would come to this, but I worry that perhaps our actions that we had done, while I think with all good intent, may have caused her chains to break free.
Yeah. Well. there's a lot of great heroes in the world these days. And, Falah isn't as affected as you. I'm sure she'll help. And, Caldana, Soraya's probably already cursing her name.
I'm sorry.
I know.
If it were you, I think you'd leave too.
Maybe it should be me. I'm not the warrior that I once was, I admit. It's been maybe 10 years now since I've done any real sword play.
My dear, you have the more important job.
Yeah. I don't think I could leave Opal. Let alone explain it to her.
Well, don't worry, that will be me. Except, the way I see it, I was gonna have to leave her at some point soon.
Yeah. It has always been something that you two have not liked to talk about, but you have. Trying to be the responsible parents, you've made arrangements for when your time is up. Martine nods and pulls you into a hug.
She hugs him back, pretty tightly.
Looks down at you. To this day, his one eye still scarred over and blind in that eye, but otherwise still quite handsome.
My handsome man.
Yeah.
My reliable man. And the one I love.
Someone has to be.
I have had the most wonderful time building a family with you. And I was on borrowed time. We both knew. But if I'm going to be going quietly into the night, I would like it to be something that ensures a better future for our children.
Rialta, I think we both know you're not going quietly into anything. Not once in our marriage.
Well, there'll be some shouting and slinging of spells and such, but we'll see.
I can't help but notice a tinge of excitement as you say that in that voice.
I haven't been able to use some of my magic in, years, besides what I've tried to teach Opal.
He nods.
But that rush back when we got our divinity sparked, there's a certain feeling to it. I know you don't remember yours, but it's hard to describe, and having that much power at your fingertips is dangerous but exhilarating in some ways.
Remember, power corrupts.
Absolutely.
He nods. And he kind of glances up and blinks and then looks down at you. I'm going to go inside and fix us some coffee or some tea.
Very well. I
And
follow his gaze.
He quickly excuses himself inside, and you see what he was looking at as walking up the beach is a dwarven man, middle-aged. He has the robes of a traveler on him, wraps around his feet. On his back, he wears a great axe, and it takes you almost a moment with the full beard to recognize your brother as Saren approaches you. It's been 20 years since you've spoken at this point. And he makes his way up the beach towards you.
Saren?
Hey, sis.
She runs and gives him a hug.
He hugs you back very tightly.
What are you doing here? The stars led you.
He nods. It's been a minute since I've trusted myself to read the stars, but, well, when I looked up, they were as clear as day. I was supposed to come find you. We had work to do.
Dragon has come and plans to ravage the land.
Well, solution seems easy enough. We kill her.
That's one way to put it. I think, given who she is, there will be more things ahead, but your support would be very useful.
For 20 years, I've been traveling around and just trying to do good wherever I could find, trying to pay my penance that will never be paid. I've avoided the war, though, because what good can truly be done in war?
I do agree with that.
But, well, I assume the stars have guided me here for a reason, and if you're saddling up to go face off with this fiend, well, last time I stood aside and watched as you battled a fiend for me. Not this time. This time I fight.
We'll need your strong arm. But I think also your knowledge of fiends may be more useful here than you think.
I have a lot of things I wish I could forget.
But sometimes memories can still find a purpose, even the hard ones.
I hope so.
It's the memories of all those things, our grief, our journey, and the healing that comes with it. We may never be fully whole, but there's things we can learn from it for others.
Is it okay if I meet my niece before we go?
She loves seashells. She's
Seashells.
a lot like Dad.
Oh. He gives an understanding nod.
Come,
Yeah.
I'll introduce you.
And you do. You take him inside and you introduce Opal to her uncle. She is... It's not to say she isn't excited, but it's not what's important to her right now.
Who's
so
this
like,
guy?
yeah, it's kind of like, oh, okay, person I've never met before.
Yeah.
And he similarly doesn't have the easiest time relating to this child that he's never met before,
Yeah.
but he does his best.
He's doing his best.
And yeah.
I am going to write a letter
Okay.
that is addressed to Opal, and I know we said my older son's name, but I can't. It starts with an R. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, it's Martine's
Yeah,
old fling.
it's like Ron or something.
Yeah.
I'm writing a letter to them both.
Okay.
It's kind of like a goodbye letter, and I give it to Martine, to tell him to let them read it.
He nods. I look forward to burning this when you come back. And he puts it in his jacket.
It'll be nice. I'll enjoy the way the fire looks underneath the stars.
And you two set out in your own way. Meanwhile, Varys,
And Braley.
a day ago, you got word that an individual had suddenly appeared in the middle of your fortress, the middle of the stronghold, the fort that you are the commander of, as a general for the Mitra Gloriandan army. For 20 years now, you have, well, for about 5 years, you lived in the God's Grasp forest with Kelsey, with Carmen. And then word came one day, a desperate call for aid from the elves of Mitra Glorianda, saying that they were under attack by a foe that they could only explain to you in person. And you took up the call. You made your way to Mitra Glorianda, where you discovered that the continent, which now flew above the clouds, was besieged by devils, fiendish creatures that supposedly come from the moon Rosalind. And for the last 15 years, has your battle been there? Aiding, pushing back the line, you yourself volunteering to take the furthest forward command post, the one pushing closest to the burning wall where the devils have set up their stronghold. You had the pleasure of meeting the mortal reminder just once as they came and rescued Kelsey, though you quickly excused yourself before Kelsey awakened from her unconscious state, knowing that things were a little tense. But a day ago, one Brayley Tourmaline, a member of the Mortal Reminder, suddenly appeared in the middle of the fort, saying that she was looking for you. You were doubtful of that, but indeed, when you went down to the holding cell, that is exactly who you found. And the two of you ate, shared a drink, united her, and that evening, as you return to your room, Carmen is sitting there. She has aged gracefully, unlike you, who has not aged at all. She has got the first streaks of silver appearing in her hair, and nevertheless, she still remains that icy stoicism about her as she looks at you. I take it by the amount that you drank, it was actually her?
Yes. It is Fauna.
So what does that mean?
Well, in some ways, it means exactly what they told me all those years ago.
That they would return.
Yes. Everything is part of a circle. Everything changes and repeats. And I get the feeling that we are coming up upon another one of those repetitions.
The guards say that the situation on Mother's Jail grows ever more perilous.
That's what the reports claim, yes. But I suppose when you have a rampant pseudo-deity running amok, things can get hairy.
So it's true then. Dragon has returned.
Yes, there's not really any mistaking it. It's large, scaly, mommy issues. It fits all of the things.
Not wrong.
Damn.
You're not wrong.
Drag her!
Varys just sips some of his tea,
I see.
wondering if his classic jokes could lighten the mood.
Sips as he serves.
Well-
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of parental issues,
This is not my favorite topic.
I received a request for permission to land from the dark side, Kelsey's ship.
Oh. Here? That's probably why
Yes.
they're asking us permission.
Here, yes, that's why they're asking us permission.
Right. Okay. And that's probably something the general's supposed to take care of. So,
Typically speaking, yes,
Yeah.
dear.
yep. No, that's true. They want to know soon.
Well, they would prefer to know before they run out of fuel, yes.
Right. I gotta find my good pen. Varys turns around and starts looking
Your,
very slowly for his
your-
good pen.
your good pen?
Yes, my good pen. Can't sign a requisition order or a permission or whatever the thing is. I was listening, but I'm sort of just mildly spiraling
Uh-huh.
out of control. Have you seen my good pen?
Varys Melisandre's with her, too.
Oh,
I would very much like to see my daughter, so you're damn well going to give permission.
right. Of course, that's what I was going to. Oh, hold on. It was right. I had it. I had them.
Imagine that. It always
That's-
seems to be right there.
It is. It is right where. All right. Give me the damn slip.
She slides it across.
Signs.
I presume they're here to pick up Braley, but
Likely.
I will give them quarter for the night and let them get more fuel. Not that we have tons to spare, but we have enough.
You know, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I helped kill a god once.
You have mentioned it. Yeah.
So why is this so much scarier?
Because she is the one person. She takes after the one person even more stubborn and terrifying than Scala. You.
Oh. Well.
She is every bit your daughter. And, well, for good and for bad.
Yes. Incredibly fortunate for us both.
Yes.
Well.
Well,
Yeah. It'll be good to see them again. And, you should make special time with both of them and Melisandre.
I will. But I
Yeah.
also wanted to let you know
Now, there's
that
a part 2. You know I don't like part 2s.
I know.
I like it when the story ends happily ever after. It's all the parts after that that I really am not a fan of.
That's notable given your decision to leave the God's grasp, but fair enough.
Well, okay.
I've been watching and learning how to do this for some time now, and I might not be quite the leader that I was in your alternate future, but you could do some good down there. And I can watch the fort here.
Come, my dear, I have no doubt that you could run this place far better even than I have.
I would like you to write that down.
I can't find my good pen.
Ah.
But, I already abandoned the woman I loved once. Doing it again seems like... Well, if I haven't been damned already, I feel like this will do it for sure. But maybe that's just because I feel safer here, facing Hell's own horde, than down there.
Your child's fighting in a war down there. Could you live with yourself if she died and you were up here?
I could.
Besides, like you say, I could run this place better, so.
That's true. And you do have a trend of being correct, which, you know, if we can just talk frankly, I've always not been able to stand about you. The habit that you've just never corrected. And, since,
Well.
you know.
On that note, there is one of your captains here who is giving you the eyes all the time, and I think she's just waiting for me to die. So I might send her to a different fort.
I mean, if that's what you think is best, I don't...
I do.
Eyes like she sees well? Is she part of the forward...
Yeah, we've got her on scouting
Haven't-
duty right now.
Oh, that makes sense. That's such
Yeah.
an archaic way to put it. She gives me the eyes. You could
Well-
just say that she's... It's very poetic, and that is something that I love about you, but I just don't understand the...
I'm
Which-
nothing if
which-
not a poet.
Which... That's true. Yes. Yes. Well... Yeah, I don't... He just kisses her on the forehead. Sometimes you say things and they confuse me, Carmen. Anyway.
We jump over to Falah.
Hello.
Falah, earlier in the day, you were paid a visit by Layla of the Sable, who told you quite the tale about what is happening over on Mother's Jail, and if it is true that Dragon has returned, it does represent perhaps one of the final threads of your time with the Whispers in Silence that was unresolved. As you're in your office thinking, you do hear a knock at your door.
Come in.
The door opens, and Lana peeks her head in. She glances over. Hey. So,
Yeah.
I thought I'd tell you, we had some people go down to, make first contact with the Alkanans.
Oh,
That
how'd
went,
that go?
well, there's something of a difficulty of communication. They speak a very old dialect of Tiefling, and apparently some words don't translate. So I think they think we're gods.
Well, that's something we'll have to sort out. Make note.
Yeah. They seem to be big
Um,
on gods. It's a thing down there. They have a lot of statues.
um.
Oh no.
Well, on the subject of gods.
Oh, there's
I,
no way this conversation's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think I'm going to have to leave for a bit.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, yeah, we just discovered an ancient people buried underground. Yeah, I'll handle it.
It seems like some of Mom's unfinished business has popped its head back up.
Is it Dad?
Blink.
I mean, he's dead.
No.
You know he's dead. Oh, okay. I was just checking. If he came
No,
back from the dead, I was going to definitely kill him again.
I mean, I did whatever. No, and then we'll have the whole camera pan up black screen background as I fill her in.
Oh. Kind of feels like an understatement to say that sucks.
Well, I mean, we're the ones that are in position to handle it, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay.
look, you told me the story, and I'm not saying I don't believe you that you went to the future and that I sent you back. I do seem smart enough to do that. I'm just saying, you're the backbone of everything here. Like, this continent
Yeah.
is alive again because of you. You've done enough.
Well, I mean, if I had done enough, this wouldn't come back up. It's something that needs doing, and shrug. I'm the one who's got the tools for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably be back.
Oh, great. Yeah. No, love that. I have an idea.
I mean,
Why don't we
given
tell
what
Mom and let her do it?
I mean,
Odile Silver, come on. She's going crazy. She's like 64. She's really bored. If we can
I'll bring her-
focus
I'll bring her with me.
that anger, like, they won't stand a chance.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll bring her with me.
Perfect.
I
Love that.
mean, she's not gonna do much good here either right now.
No.
Not problems in her skill set.
Yeah. All right then. I guess I'll have to be mayor.
Temporarily.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll have like an election or something when you get back.
All right. I'll hold you to that.
No, it'll be great. I'll figure out the rules for the election. We'll have a great time.
Don't like that.
Lana just kind of gives you a shit-eating grin.
No, I mean, like, I told you that story. Everybody else who was there had it too.
I know. I'm not.
Like, with what I've been through, like, I'll probably be back.
Feels like you're tripping a red flag, if I'm honest with you. But I don't know. I guess you've survived some
worry.
crazy shit.
You worry too much.
You got to stop saying things like that. No, nope. We're not putting that out in the ether. How far are you from retirement? You tell me right now.
Never?
Perfect. Great. Just don't say 2 days.
Yeah. No. I mean, you said it yourself. I've done all this and gestured around all the paperwork and stuff. I didn't know I could, and here we are. You think I'd just abandon this on a whim?
Not if it wasn't important. All right. I'll take care of shit here. I'll get the religious zealots beneath our feet acclimated.
Yeah. If you could solve that while I'm gone, I would really appreciate that part.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. All right. Well, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't die. I'll be pissed.
I mean, meh. We don't have any of that. That runs in our family. It's fine.
Great. Well, probably worth letting you know the dark side's inbound, and then it's heading up to Mitra Glorianda to pick up Brayley.
Just Brayley? Well,
Somehow I doubt it.
yeah. Well, that's something I'm gonna have to deal with. It's always never soon enough to see him again, but also always way too soon.
Well, if you stop into Caldanesh, I'll have the stables prepared.
Now that's a callback. For the people that didn't watch it, Varys used to fuck horses.
No, he did not.
I was never canon.
He was
Not-
always looking. He was always looking for a no bucket required.
No,
Oh
no, we're not
my
bringing that
God.
back. Good lord. No.
And that's how we gaslight people.
That's how unicorns were made. No,
Oh,
I'm just joshing with ya.
Well, it was nice having this Twitch channel, right,
Who's
Cal?
Josh?
Yeah, it was a great time.
I don't think there's a bestiality tag on that. I think you're fine.
There is.
Anyway,
How naughty.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I liked that
Okay.
one.
That was good. I like it.
over to Caldana.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Caldana,
Mm-hmm.
you earlier in the day you sent Ayla out sent her back to High Wall, where she said she had started. And much like Rialta had promised, that you'll be along shortly. You have some things to look into and some preparations to make before you leave this place. And you have a wife who might have some thoughts. So as you send them away, you turn, and Soraya is standing there looking at you. So, get that look of excitement off your face. Yeah, I know you're happy for this.
Yeah.
Every time you fight, that stuff on you spreads.
Yeah, but I mean, we both knew I wasn't gonna go out quietly. What am I gonna do? Fall off a fucking mountain again? That'd be embarrassing.
Time will tell. Maybe this time you'll be pushed.
Well, I mean, technically, if you think about it, the first time Scala pushed me, so
It's fair. Starting to wonder if she didn't have the right idea.
I'd find my way back just to be a pain in your ass.
That I believe. You, I'd try to tell you that you don't have to do this, but I know you want to.
And also, it's kinda our fuck up is why this is happening anyways.
You couldn't have known that dragon was going to show up. The Prime Goddess waited, what, how many lifetimes before she decided to have a heart?
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's Varys fighting fucking moon devils, and I don't know, feels like everything's gone to hell since we did what we did.
Not everything.
No, not everything, just big things. But here's been amazing.
Yeah, we got 3 kiddos. We're pretty lucky.
If you would have told me 20 years ago, just laughed.
Yeah. If you'd have told me 20 years ago, I'd have laughed, except I was trapped in an amulet.
Nah, 20 years ago, you were in my head.
That's fair. Who's keeping track? You remember that night when you let me take control for the first time?
Vividly. You know, the being surrounded by nothing kind of makes it stick out a bit.
It had been the first time since I'd ignited that someone had trusted me like that. It really did change everything. I thought as a dread demon that no one would ever be able to trust me again. I thought the world would always just see me as a monster. And I was a dread demon for a few hundred years. Dragon's been one since time immemorial. I'm not saying don't kill her. You do what you gotta do when you find her. I'm just saying, even at the end, there was something to be learned from Scala. Maybe there's something to be learned from her too.
Maybe.
And if not,
Probably.
murder her.
I am good at that.
Yes, you are. We are good at that, to be clear.
Also pretty good at redeeming dread demons, but I don't think the method I used with you will work with
You better not.
That was the
biggest
first time
shit-eating
Donna-
grin.
That was the first
Listen,
time Donna took
It's
control.
proven effective.
It has worked in 100% of cases where it was tried.
Yeah.
What
but
was
you
that
can't-
method exactly?
Listen,
Cunnilingus.
no one can resist tiefling
Yeah.
pussy if they wanted to, alright?
I
Yeah.
mean, that was
But
How many
Tiefling Pussy was
tieflings do
about
we
it.
need for dragon?
I don't think you can get up in that Dragussy that easy. I'm not.
We need
Oh.
a stack of tieflings.
Yeah. How many tieflings does it take to fucking?
to
Make a
redeem
dragon Oh yeah,
Oh.
redeem is what I meant.
Yeah, clearly.
Clearly.
I'm redeeming.
Oh my god.
I'm forgiving myself.
All right. All right.
Oh, okay. That's pretty Christian.
Yeah, right. I'm overcoming my problems so good.
Overcoming something.
Yeah, overcoming and overcoming. Sorry about that one
Okay.
time that I talked about.
Oh,
That one time?
At what
Are
time?
you? Are you sorry though?
I'm a little sorry.
Okay.
those eyes are not sorry at all.
Soraya walks over to you, Caldana finally, and looks up. All right, so here's how this is going to work. You're going to go help, and then you're going to come back here. And if there's any deviation from that plan, I'm going to go to the Geistmoor and beat your incorporeal ass.
And then, like, bring me back, right?
No, I'm going to leave your ass there. And I'm going to go find someone else.
I thought you loved me.
I
That's
do love
fucking
you.
your ass.
So you better come back. Because if you think I'm doing the whole, I will never love again, you can keep on dreaming. I'm going to find me
could
a
just
young
come with me.
tiefling here, and I'm going to rock their world. Go ahead and let that be some motivation for you to make sure you come back.
If there was any doubt in the first place.
She smirks at you and leans up and kisses you.
I was serious though. You could just come with.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Do the whole keep me from dying in the first place thing.
Yeah, sure. I could do that, or I could watch our kids.
They could also come with.
No! I'm not bringing my children to an active war zone. That's a Melody thing.
I'm doing that.
Or a Varus thing.
Oh,
I'm not. Mine's in Bark College.
Yeah. He sure is.
I
don't
never
want to
claimed
be
to be
like-
the smartest of the whispers. You know,
be like a fun family thing.
got hit in the head a few too many times.
So. That. One at a time, you are all picked up by the dark side. The last to be picked up as we arrive at Mitra Glorianda is Brayley and Cerberus. As the two of you are standing out in the courtyard, Carmen is there as well as on the massive airship dock that has been recently rebuilt as it is frequently target of devil attacks. You see the dark side, this airship with a charred black hull set down on the side on the airship, and the gates open as the gangway is let down. And indeed, Varus, Brayley, you watch as faces you have not seen, well, Varus especially, faces you have not seen in a long time begin to appear one by one. Rialta, Caldana, Fala, Melody, Yuki, Melisandre, Kelsey. They all descend and are led in for a meal in the banquet hall. It is a very small banquet hall. You're pretty sure that this is a room that was once a sparring ring which has been hastily reassembled to be a banquet hall. It is a military fort.
We put a table in the barracks, but I'm allowed to call it whatever I want, so it's a banquet hall.
Look, when they said we were coming to your fortress, I just expected stables, so...
That's what I thought too when they gave me one, so that's fair.
I'm glad you have all received my summons to come here today. That was a joke.
Oh, I was going to be like,
I was
did I
wondering
miss
why
it
you had
somewhere in the
called us
mail?
here.
No. The stars told me, though.
Oh,
That's partially a joke.
I'm glad.
You- On that note, you do all recognize the dwarf traveling with Rialta right now, although he has aged some since you've all seen him last. It is Saren, who has spent the last 20 years now a wandering warrior.
Rialta, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think your brother followed you here.
Oh. Did you follow me here, Saren?
Surprise.
Such shock. Thank you for the warning, though. I had to make sure he didn't lose his way.
I am a general, after all.
Very important to keep your eyes on the people.
Oh, my
Alright.
wife is apparently a general too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say apparently?
Well, I haven't seen her yet.
Oh,
You
Awkward.
have been gone for some time, Melody.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you're okay.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Dragon. Well, she kind of lets me just do my own thing.
when you
I'm
say
gonna need you to-
dragon, you mean like the
As
Red
in, like,
demon.
yeah.
As in, like, I got to talk with. Oh wait, right, yeah. She goes by, and she air quotes. She goes by Dawn Scale.
By dawn
Dawn
You
scale.
scale.
couldn't have mentioned this to all of us,
Yeah.
Before this became a problem.
I thought that was implied.
I mean,
You know why?
Head-
Why did you think
heads
I
up.
made these to be like, hey, just so you know, there's gonna be a war going on. We kind of need to help with that because there's this.
Brayley takes steps
There's a
backwards.
difference
She's
between
just
there's
like,
a
"I'm
war
gonna
going
give
on
them-"
and there's a war led by a dread demon going on.
I mean, I-
not
yeah.
even a dread demon, the dread demon.
Yeah, you're
I'm
sort of.
pretty
you-
sure I
heads up.
mentioned that dragon was
No,
the Dawn Scale at some point.
no, I definitely
No,
would have remembered.
Yeah, I would have
Uh,
remembered.
Yeah,
that.
that's recent
good.
news for me, but
Yeah, right.
look around. What are we gonna do about it?
Well, we do have
What we always
someone
do a lot. Stick a sword in them.
or a spell. We can't all have swords.
I assume they fist bump at that point.
We
Yes.
we do have someone here who's a little more, I think, knowledgeable of the current going around. So it's important to keep in mind that we might have the element of knowledge of the supernatural, but we don't have as much knowledge of what's been happening here. She'll look to Brayley, but she doesn't know her name.
Yes, allow me to please introduce Dame Brayley, knight and overall resplendent individual, both in honor, stature, and skill. Brayley, please, these are my friends.
We have to
Uh,
add Sir Dame in there.
We-
Can you say
Oh,
that
wait.
again? But can you add the Sir Dame
Sir Dame.
in the? Yeah,
You want Sir Dame Brayley? Sir Dame Brayley?
yeah. Can you say the whole thing though again?
No, I
so I
can say
can write
the
it down.
I can say the whole thing, but do you
Okay.
want it hyphenated? Like, what is the?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
got
am
it.
so confused right now.
No, I messed it up. Let me go. This is Sir Dame
Laws
Brayley,
making drinks.
who is an illustrious individual both in honor, skill, and aptitude. She is here to regale us with the information that we need. Was that better?
It's acceptable.
All right,
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Of course.
Right?
Carmen looks over at you, Brayley, and is like, then looks to you first. Never mind, I like this one.
Aldana is definitely giving Carmen the look of, you fell in love with this.
She gives you the look back of, you want to start some shit about it?
That is a pot to kettle moment.
Only one of us is kissing a dread demon.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Mine was in
Former
another
dread
timeline. Does
demon.
that count? Anyway. So, Sir Dame Brayley, what can you,
You have to say the hyphen.
Sir hyphen Dame Brayley, what exactly, is the state of affairs here with the Dawn Scale or Dragon that you're aware of?
Where do you want me to start? Because
For
I could start
complete-
at the very beginning.
that. Yeah, that seems best. That way we're all on the same.
Okay,
page.
well, I know we already went over this, but my dad met my mom,
Yes.
and they got together, and
Yes.
Brayley
like-
gives.
Caldana just gives Rialta a look that just screams, "My God, there's two of them."
Ferris just keeps nodding along. 'Cause this is very
Shrugs.
important stuff.
I am so happy that
Mhm.
last session when Brayley started doing that, I said that Varys would listen like it was all very important.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to know that I nailed that
Fair.
personification.
Ferris,
I thought you talked or something.
Ferris just keeps nodding. Yep. This is yep.
He's
And
an
then-
excellent listener.
Yes. It's one of his core traits.
Now, if he retains the information is a different question.
That's why he listens.
That's
That's why he listens so well.
that's why I'm the one who writes it.
Right. Goes in and out so quick. He's like, oh, it's like a new conversation every 3 minutes.
Keeps his interest up.
Wait. Brayley.
Sir Dame Brayley.
Sir Dame Brayley. Wait, are you the same Sir Dame Brayley that's friends with Rami?
Ram Ram? Yeah.
Ram.
Ram ram.
Oh, is that what he calls himself now?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Have to keep from a joke. Have to keep from a joke. I believe.
Sometimes it's what he does.
Wait,
And Melody is going to actually
Sometimes
walk
it's
up
what
to.
happens to him.
Melody is going to walk up to Brayley and stick a hand out.
Well, formal introductions. Hi, I'm Melody. I'm Rami's mother.
Dame
Well,
Melody.
one of them.
Sir Dame.
No, just me.
Do you? Oh, your Dame or my Dame?
She's
I'm-
a
I'm-
dame.
I'm the Grandmaster of the Order of Flora and Fauna
Oh my God.
and the Grandmaster of the Order of the Matriarch.
Mm.
Well, yeah, that's a bit confusing, isn't it? But yeah, I'm a Grandmaster to 2 orders.
Wow. And your Ram Ram's mom. That's a
I
lot
am.
to handle.
There is a lot, but well, I wouldn't be able to really do anything without the Symphony of my Heart because she's the one who makes my heart sing, and I can't wait to see her.
Yes.
We should go see her then.
Well, I mean, there is something to be said of who else we need to meet with. I know
When the time's right.
I was met, I believe, with one of your compatriots, Sir Dame Brayley, a Nova Hayes.
Yeah.
I assume the rest of you may have met with someone?
Yes, I met Sir Dame Brayley.
Fair enough.
I
Kel-
I'm gonna piss myself. Like this.
I got to talk with Rami, and his new friend called herself Violet.
Violet, alright.
Oh, I don't
she-
know Violet.
No, I didn't know her either. It looked like she wasn't from around here. I couldn't really understand her at first, but then Rami came, and then suddenly I could understand her. I don't understand.
Did you take
Rami's-
shrooms?
Oh, what was? Yeah, what happened? Because I've got something with that going on back at, you know.
Well,
With
she
brooms?
mentioned something about like, well, I don't really know, cause one day she appeared and we couldn't understand her, and we wanted to make sure, she wasn't like a bad person.
Mm.
And unfortunately, that meant she had to go to one of the bad person holding cells?
Now, my good dame, you need to remember that just because somebody is different doesn't mean they're bad. And he gives a thumbs up to Caldana.
Well, she kind of started brandishing a weapon,
Ah, well, that's
so
fair.
I didn't want her to get hurt, so we had to like put her in timeout.
That's fair. No, that is good. Yes.
All right. Well, if Violet isn't part of this group, Phila and Caldana, were you introduced by someone here?
Yeah, I met the ASMR with tiefling parts. She looked at 20 in my best and told him to make her day, so, I don't know, I liked her.
Fair enough.
I mean, I met their whole group when Kelsey brought them round, but
Oh,
then that was a while ago, and then here the one Layla showed back up,
Very well.
and that's how I got roped into this.
Kelsey speaks up. Yeah,
Wait,
my group.
Kelsey's
here.
standing there.
Oh yeah, she's here too.
Yeah,
I think Merritt turns abruptly. He's like, oh.
All right, you're here. Kelsey speaks up.
Greetings, daughter.
Hello.
My
Hello,
crew
daughter.
was my crew was commissioned to bring Brayley and her friends to meet your Glorianda to meet with the prioress.
Wait,
Uh,
why?
This group
We
is
crashed.
because, as it turns out, your son is related to her, a sibling.
Wait, but
interesting.
I thought he was related to Ash.
Well, turns out they're siblings. So
Wait, so you're telling me that my Rami is royalty?
yes,
He
Thanks,
wasn't
Ram
just
Ram.
making that up?
no. Do you think that's something he would make up?
It does
And she
sound
makes
little
a face.
far-fetched.
Then again, she looks at you, Melody, and goes, "All right, well, maybe." No, that is real. The prioress of Mitra Glorianda is his sibling.
Oh, well, that's news to me.
But
The
I got to
Prioress
meet.
of Mitra Glorianda is Dragonborn?
No, she
Mary.
lay with a dragon.
Like the eggs?
Name of Shiva.
Her and Azir were partners.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
He held hands with his dad.
Yes.
No, Melody, I know how babies are made. I learned.
I've done it several times.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Successfully.
Right. So it seems if we have some familiarity with this group, which sounds pretty important, we have much to do for our part.
Yes.
Yuki speaks up. Brayley, this is the most sober you've seen Yuki since. This is the most sober you've ever seen Yuki.
Is it the what time of day is it? Is it the morning?
No, it's evening right now. So yeah, by now she would normally be cranked.
Mhm.
But she is not right now. As she speaks up. It is good to see everybody again.
I walk over to her.
She gives you a hug.
I'm sorry. I
Melody
didn't come
strides
sooner.
over and
sorry.
pulls both of them into a group hug.
I tell her, I'm sorry I didn't come sooner.
Let's not focus on the past.
You're right.
Instead, let's focus on the past.
A different past.
A while ago, as I had told some of you, I had a dream, but it wasn't a dream. In it, I spoke with Laki, which at the time, even for me, didn't make sense. She had passed on. She should not have been able to talk to me. And yet I did. And she showed me a world burning. She showed me a world where dragon roamed free and brought this world to its knees. I tried to tell the church of what was coming. They were not interested in hearing it. They called me a heretic. They branded me a treasoner to their order and excommunicated me. I may not have taken it the best. However, I would say that circumstances have proven my dreams correct. Dragon has returned. In ages past, Dragon was only defeated by her siblings. Her siblings are gone, diffused among the many peoples of the world now.
Long ago, we had hoped that by changing the method of sparks, of returning things to mortals, that would be who would take care of the world now. But I think at the time we had every reason to make that judgment call when no one else could or would. But it's been a long 20 years.
We didn't know the enemy's arrayed against us.
Exactly.
Aldana's just, I think, gonna look at, the giant moon right over there and go, yeah, it turns out we fucked that one up.
Well,
Yuki says, "Moon's haunted."
Yes. Has devils too.
Wait, what?
The goat bleats. And Melisandre says, "Quiet, Goatsifer. Not now."
let the goat speak.
Goats.
I'm just kidding.
No.
But
Yes, indeed. Praise be.
Praise be.
Yep.
well, I don't think we were tasked with something that, well, by the gods themselves at the time. I think even they agreed with us. Maybe for the 20 years we did have to bring it back to mortals, but maybe we need to come together to make a new plan.
I mean, Dragon wasn't in the open until now, so
We made the best choice available at the time.
yeah, we did nothing wrong. And well, now that she is, it's something we gotta deal with, so let's get to it.
All right, says Kelsey. I fly you over there. You all do your stabby thing, and I don't know. We all go home.
Is that all really this is?
Almost feels too easy and put it like that.
Melisandre speaks up. Pardon me for asking, and I don't mean this with any offense. You haven't all been fighting wars for the last 20 years? Are you all still... Are you at the level you were when you faced Scala?
I don't know.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit my blade work's a little duller than it was. I've been doing a lot of paperwork. Turns out I have a gift for logistics. But I still practice.
I walk with a cane.
Is it the Twin Star staff?
Sometimes. Not usually. But that's what I mean is, I think if we're trying to go through force of overpower, we may or may not win. But I think we need to think in the bigger picture here.
Well, I mean, that's why we just don't do straight up forward frontal, You can do distraction on one end and I'll just slip around. It's fine.
A pincer attack.
It'll be like the good old days.
Is this a euphemism again?
Yuki,
You were always the bigger picture one, not of all of us, Rialta.
True.
Yuki speaks up at that. I had a thought. I'm not certain I have the I'm not certain I have the faith anymore to do it. But if I do, I could send you to her.
Send us to Dragon directly.
No,
The prime goddess.
to her mother. You could beseech her interference.
Oh,
We have seen her before.
because that happened in Act 2, right?
Yes, that's when we saw a
Might be
dragon.
worth a shot. Although, if we don't come back, you get to explain to your aunt why I'm not coming back.
Nope.
Your
Nope.
plan, your explanation.
If you don't come back, I'm going to live on Sunlock with Melisandre.
You know she'll hunt you down.
I do. Terrifies me to my core.
I place
luck.
a hand on Yuki's shoulder. It's not a mad. Let us have faith in you, Yuki.
I'll give you
You've
all the
been-
faith you need.
You've believed in us and for a long time. Let us believe in you. If you think you can do this.
I think so.
Then you can do it.
I would feel a lot more like I could do it with a drink. And Melisandre looks at her. No.
Oh,
No.
no.
So you
Like
didn't
tea?
bring the breakfast liquor.
That
Wait,
wagon has
what?
seatbelts.
I have breakfast tea.
Melody would
English breakfast?
put a hand on Yuki's shoulder.
I believe in you. You're your mom's daughter, after all. You
She
can do
nods
it.
as she looks at you all. I have seen what the ravages of divinity do to mortal forms. And she gives a frown to you, Rialta. And across to each of you, seeing the various markings and other symbols of what divinity has done to you. I watched my mother grow old very quickly after she sparked. I think you should all take the night. Speak with those you need to speak with.
Yes.
And in the morning, I will send you.
Very well.
Stretch. Yeah. Let's let all these geezers rest up.
Really snorts.
Well, I'll have you all come to me because I don't like walking very much. Old
I'm
Oh,
the
I
oldest
can
one
come- I can
here,
come
and I
and
think I
fetch
look
you,
pretty
I was
Rialta,
gonna
if
say,
you need me.
Caldana
Nope.
probably just picks Rialta up and sets her on her
She got them
shoulder.
short little legs.
She's small.
smallest.
It's about that moment when you hear a commotion outside, the sounds of armor banging against walls, as the door is flung open suddenly, and Tashira marches in with 3 or 4 guards hanging off of her. Where
I-
is she? You!
I am getting out of the way.
Wave the guards
Yep.
off.
They give a rather embarrassed look as they were just trucked by a freaking dragonborn.
Yeah, it happens. Just go back to your posts.
As Tashira runs over to you, Melody. What are you doing here?
What do you mean? I came to see you.
I came to see you. I brought a whole army with me. It was kind of a thing.
See, I thought I was going to be back before, and it just took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, and I probably should have sent a letter.
Yeah, probably. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm. What
You
about
like-
you? You don't look like you've slept well.
No, I haven't slept well. That's astute. It's been a year. There's been a lot that's happened. Your daughter joined the army.
Yeah, what was that about Arya joining the army?
Yeah, she joined the army because she wanted to
And
come
you-
look for you.
Why did you let her?
Are you asking me how I handled it? Also, your son joined the army because he wanted to come look for you. And your other daughter, maybe son, we're still figuring that out, also
Rem-
wants to join, but they're like 6. So
Remy filled me in on that, but
you
Oh.
talked to Ramiel?
I did. He suddenly showed up and we talked, and he has a friend, Violet.
Violet.
I couldn't understand her at first, but what do you call it? But then Ramiel showed up, and then suddenly I could understand her.
Ramiel's more of a victor kind of guy.
Oh no,
And Melody limps her hand.
I know. I know.
What does that mean?
I'll
Oh, Dragonborn exchange scales show that they are friends. So I
We
think
have-
she's just giving her
We
the scale.
have to fix fix
Oh.
that little precon. No, don't
I
believe.
might-
No, that's not what Dragonborn do. Rayleigh,
I've been given a scale.
Sherdine,
See, thank you.
Braley.
Yeah.
Sherdine
No, they
Braley,
just
with
start
all due
calling you
respect,
Horn
that is
Buddy.
not something that. No, that.
Oh yes, horn buddies. I remember this.
Let's get one thing straight. Caldana is my one and only horn buddy. Okay?
No, we know.
Sorry, Tashira.
I don't think that's very straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melody, I have some experience with questionable parental choices. You might want to take the L on this one.
Kelsey just smirks loudly at that.
Yeah.
Okay. God. Ugh. You're still pretty. You make me so mad. And yet, are you okay?
And Melody will take her hands and put them on her face.
I am. I'm right here.
She nods.
Not even Dragon can keep me from you. Scala tried, and look what happened to her.
That's hard to argue with.
I missed
Thank
you.
goodness. I missed you too. Tashira looks around the room. So good to see you all again. And Braley,
Sir Dame Braley.
I
Hi.
usually call her Lieutenant Braley.
Oh, then it would
Oh,
be
yeah,
Lieutenant
we have
Sir
to
Dame
add-
Braley.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Sir-Dame Braley.
Correct.
Okay.
That is
Goddess.
a lot of titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
You
quite the
two?
mouthful.
Carbon.
Wait.
Carbon. I got that
Wait.
one.
Wait. I thought there weren't gods on Serene anymore.
She said goddess.
Yes, I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too.
No, that was Taurus Varus.
Oh, gotcha.
I missed you too, Melody. Dame Melody.
Not Sir Dame Melody.
No, no,
I'm
she's
not
No,
on the
she's just
subject.
Dame Melody.
One
No,
of the
I'm
most
just being-
important, facets of the order is recognition of pronouns. So she can be whatever she wishes, and we're gonna call it correctly.
Hell yeah. So you all have some drinks. There is some catching up to be done. Braley, This is a bit like Thanksgiving dinner at, a friend's house where there's a lot of family dynamics that you're just like kind of on the outskirts of and trying to pick up. They're all, I would say this is very humanizing for the Whispers in Silence, as you get to see they're all a bunch of goofballs too.
Varys is gonna ask the barrack chef to make a big stack of pancakes.
The barracks chef looks at you like, yes, sir, of course.
All right.
Looks
gonna-
at you like I've never been less surprised.
All right. So I may have lost this one a long time ago, but I'm back, baby.
Are we
20
about
years
to?
later.
Are we about to have I got stuffed on Mitra
happening?
Glorianda?
Here we go.
I got stuck
What-
with the Widow's Revenge.
There is indeed a massive stack of dinner pancakes brought out for everybody. Brayley, again, it's a moment everyone just seems to know what this means as everyone starts piling high their plate with pancakes.
I hope you have a big appetite.
Oh.
I feel like as she's piling her plate, Caldana just looks at Varys. You're not getting the damn shirt.
I'm getting that shirt. I'm going to be buried in it.
Brayley, yours are made with bacon.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like bacon
Hell
in the
yeah.
pancake.
That's
I mean, it's made in bacon grease,
Pancakes,
and it's
bacon,
also
bacon,
made with
bacon
bacon
grease.
bits in it. Yeah.
Damn,
So good.
clog them
Yes.
arteries.
I
Fuck
know,
yes!
it's so good.
Yeah. She's for those who don't know, Brayley can only get sustenance from meals with meat in it.
Her ears
Freely's
pop.
a gym bro. If it doesn't have protein in it,
Yeah.
she's not interested.
That's got so many jokes. that I-
Her, yeah, indeed, your ears pop up through your hair.
Ears pop up. My abs suddenly seem a little bit more defined.
Wait, you get. Wait, are those real?
Yeah, you want to touch?
If you let
Shira,
them, if you
Shira,
let me
it's
touch
fine.
them, I can let you touch my horns.
Tashira, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Tashira, it's fine.
no, I've believe me, I've made my peace.
Okay, good.
Oh,
I haven't. Someone get me a drink.
Caldana has abs, right? I think I remember drawing.
Caldana is, yeah,
Oh,
Caldana is
yes.
fucking built.
Brayley's gonna look over to Caldana. Do you
Yep.
wanna? We can like touch each other's. Or she's like rubbing her head. It's like with when pregnant women
Okay.
touch their bellies. She's like,
Oh,
I
right,
appreciate what you're going
Do
for,
they-
but my
do they
wife
not
would
do
fly
that?
over here from a separate continent just to kill me and bring me back.
Yeah,
No,
Shira,
it's okay.
she's
No, it's okay.
literally been in her head. So
You can compare cum gutters. That's fine.
Oh,
yeah. Varys
I'm
doesn't know what
pretty
that
sure
means.
Falah is also like sort of built as well.
yes.
I have a feeling we're not going to finish the stuff
Uh-oh.
for this session today.
Varys is like,
Well,
I
I
may
let's-
not.
let's get stuffed.
yeah. Yes. Let's get stuffed. Why are you all laughing?
Because pancakes are funny.
Mine have blueberries
Oh, fancy.
and psychedelics.
Oh, like mushrooms?
Yeah.
Brayley's also have mushrooms in them.
Yes, I have mushroom infused tea if you want it. Well, assuming that
We could just
Carmen-
pour it on the pancakes.
soggy pancakes.
Aren't they already?
Mix
kind
it
of
with the syrup.
Oh, that I like better. Yes. Carmen, can I have the mushrooms today?
Are we
Carmen?
supposed to fight something today, Callie?
Carmen, when you
No.
look off, when you look off into the air and don't pay attention to me, it kills my
Sorry.
soul.
Sorry. Ask again. I was looking up something.
Can I have the mushrooms today?
She gives you a look that just says, "Do you need him for anything tonight?"
Not tonight.
She looks at Kelsey. No, you cannot.
All right. Just blueberries then.
Caldana will lean over to Rialta. The mushrooms explain so much.
I know. Remember the time he got covered in that dust?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
the special
the
dust from the
dolphins.
chest.
So, sobering him up is still one of the highlights of our time together.
It
Wait,
was certainly a fun
That was the same time he thought he was a dolphin, right?
An eagle, I think.
Yeah, and
It
was
Caldana
an
just had
eagle and
free
then a
reign to
dolphin.
punch him until he sobered up.
I thought that was a dream.
No, it very much wasn't.
Then that's why my nose was broken. You told me it was a dream. All these years.
The truth
Well,
comes
it's-
out after 2 decades.
It
was
sort of
the
was
dread
a
demon
dream
in my
for
head.
you.
Ah,
Uh,
I didn't have any clothes on when I woke up.
No, you didn't.
You were very wet
Yes.
because of the water.
Yes.
Varys, as you are sitting there eating pancakes, you notice another person has sat on the bench next to you and is also eating pancakes. There's a very small individual that is there. You only notice because you see like this little hand reach out and grab one and just start eating it.
Varys is gonna look out the corner of his eye.
Your granddaughter is there.
Oh.
You see Cheyenne, who is Kelsey and Lysel's daughter. She looks up, "Hi, Grandpa," and she starts eating one.
Hi, Cheyenne. My dear, how are you doing?
Kelsey like blinks and looks over. And she's like, "Where did you?" And Lysel walks through the door. She ran. Yeah, you found her. And she.
Then have pancakes.
Yeah, Father. Yes, of course.
How old is Cheyenne?
Cheyenne is 7.
All right.
But she's very, 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 very smart.
She is unfortunately, yes, much like
But
her mother is
too big to
brilliant.
bounce on your knee, basically.
Yeah, she'd be a little bit big for that, but she is smart enough to understand advanced physics books and not smart enough to know that you need to not take food off other people's plates.
Varys will just get a smaller plate and cut a big thing of his
Yep.
pancakes and put them on there.
She seems very pleased by this, as Kelsey's like, Cheyenne, Lysel, I didn't know you were gonna be here. And Lysel nods. Funny that. You suddenly got called away, and I found out that you were here visiting with Cheyenne's grandfather. So I thought, crazy, we might want to be part of that.
I'm glad you joined us.
Well, I'm glad someone is. And Lysel sits down.
I feel
Kelsey, just like, ugh.
feel like Caldana looks at Varys pawning off some of his pancakes. Doesn't fucking count for the shirts if you don't eat all of them.
Well, another staff.
Cheyenne looks up
Cheyenne.
like Cheyenne looks at you, Caldana. I was like, yeah, it doesn't fucking count.
Cheyenne. First
Mhm.
off, don't say fucking. Your mother will be angry. Second off,
Which
I
one?
need- What? Oh, both probably.
Okay.
Varys, you owe me a gold for that.
Oh, right. Money.
And speaking of owing, Caldana, you owe me. I wrote it down. Hold on.
Oh my god.
That's such a. Wait, is
Oh
that
my
still
god.
unrolling? Why is that scroll so long?
Got it.
You owe me 201 gold.
Oh.
Good fucking
Somehow I
luck
thought it would be
collecting.
more.
202.
That's correct, darling.
Mm-hmm. She nods.
I was
need a
keeping
booster
track
sheet?
the entire time.
She looks up at you, and she is indeed a Diasanil. She's kind of a DS. Like her mother, she is now kind of both. But she looks up and smiles excitedly. I'm gonna get wings when I get older.
Really? You're going to fly?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exciting. Or do you have to go to the Clockwork God first to get those?
She nods. Yeah. Mama's gonna take me to see her when I turn 25.
Well, I bet those will be the mightiest wings that anyone ever had. I'll tussle her hair.
They're gonna be so good.
Mm-hmm.
I based them off of her her friend Ayla. She says and points at Brayley.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that the
Ailey's
one?
got wings. She's got
No.
horns now too.
What?
Oh,
She got
And
horns
a
too. I want
tail.
horns too. I want a tail.
Yeah.
She's really excited.
when you're 25, you can have anything you want, but right now you're going to have pancakes.
Okay. And she resumes eating pancakes. Kelsey is just looking at this like, what the fuck?
Do you want more syrup?
Yeah, I want more
Like-
syrup.
Do you like the chocolate
Classic.
chip or the blueberry ones?
I like the chocolate chip.
All right. Well, look,
Me
I need
too.
chocolate chip. What are we waiting for? We have hungry people over here.
Is this your great great granddaughter?
Just a
Oh
granddaughter.
no, this is just my granddaughter.
Okay.
I just don't age. So
Oh, I wasn't sure. I mean, you could have been
Right.
any.
yes, I'm sort of an old soul, and also just old.
Age gets us
Eris
all in
is
the
one
end.
of a kind.
That is very true.
Yes, but I'm not the only one. Isn't that right, Shyla?
Melody has
Giant.
a 1,000
Giant
yard stare.
He sure is.
She nods.
Ferris will hear Melody say that and just look at her. Yes, truly.
We're all unique in different ways.
She looks over at Rialta. How's cousin Opal?
She's doing well. She, I believe she finally was able to find I can't think of a random seashell, I'm sorry.
Oh, that reminds me. Here.
Conch.
And yeah, she does. She takes a conch out of her pack and slides it across the table to you.
Oh.
That's for cousin Opal.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Uh-huh. It came out of the water down in Mother's jail.
Is that spiral the golden mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I can explain the mathematics behind it if you like.
Oh, I know you could, but I wouldn't understand it. Thank you, though, dear.
Okay.
Well,
I would like to know.
Okay. She explains the mathematics behind it because the DM doesn't fucking know.
Ferris is suitably
Appreciate you
impressed.
calling my bluff, though.
So really, it went in over here and it went out over there.
This exact same-
1.3, and that's all I know.
It did exactly the same for Varys. He just nodded the whole time.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Melody will.
Thanks for telling
turn
me.
to,
I'm just happy you're excited.
Exactly. Varys-
after that that whole spiel from Cheyenne about the math behind the golden ratio, Melody will turn to Brayley
And go. So I hear that you are friends with Rami.
Yeah, we're great friends.
Okay, well, there's one thing I need to know.
Okay.
So last time we talked, he mentioned something about multiple people that he's
He has a lot of friends, yeah.
just
no,
look at
as in-
Caldana.
Ram has just a long line of friends. We all took a bath together the other day.
All right.
It was a lot of
so,
fun.
Cheyenne, it's time for bed. And,
Cheyenne goes, boo.
yeah. It's been fun.
Tashira nods to Melody. He has two partners, though the entirety of Brayley's group is, as I understand it, somewhat promiscuous with one another.
Wait,
That is
that's
quite a
What
way
do
to
you
s-
mean?
Intermingled.
Yeah.
I guess at least they're having fun together.
Wait, is that allowed?
Yes. I
Comrades should have fun. What do you
Just seems like they're having a different sort of fun than we
Uh,
all did.
Varys, Cheyenne looks up. They mean intercourse, Grandpa.
mean?
Wait, what? Brayley has like a shocked look on her
Wait.
face. She like
Really, Chew?
You're supposed- I thought you were supposed to be reading math books, Cheyenne.
I read biology books too.
Who gave you those?
She points to Kelsey, and Kelsey. She wanted to learn biology, and she'd already finished the chemistry book.
Well,
And-
you are
And
correct.
you didn't
That's
think
what they mean.
to not show that particular chapter?
No, that's all right. We don't want to make her feel like this is a bad thing. It's perfectly natural.
It's
But
not,
I'm
but
going
there's
to-
an appropriate time and
That's like
age.
that's the
to
last thing
learn
you
about
want to
these
talk to your
kinds of
grandpa
things.
about.
Yeah, well, it happened, and if you start being weird about it, then a few thousand years from now, it's gonna be all over the world,
Oh.
and just
So-
generations
Wait.
are gonna be affected by it.
Why would you be weird about it? Would all die out without it. It's important.
You're right, Cheyenne. That's very smart.
Also, you need to have at least 27 different individuals to create a stable bloodline.
Oh.
Well,
makes
it's good
sense.
to know that the party would be inbred if they continued to have children. Thank you, Cheyenne.
Math's wonderful like that.
She smiles.
She is very, very smart, don't you think?
She is. Probably way too smart for her age. And
Oh,
on
no,
good right now.
She's just smart enough for her age.
She nods. Yeah.
That's right. I'm gonna poke one of her cheeks.
The whole time, anyone with a passive perception over 15, Kelsey's just like, what the fuck?
Is this my child? No, it's that classic thing.
This
Yeah.
is the
Like-
man
Oh my
who left
God.
me twice.
Lysel,
Oh my
Lysel,
My
god.
You
child,
need to have,
my
you need-
father. Yep.
you need to have pancakes.
She smiles. Of course, father. And she
Uh,
sits down to eat as well.
Do you like blueberry or chocolate chip?
I'm watching my figure. I'll stick with blueberry. She jokes.
Well, you can watch it while you eat these pancakes.
That is a lot of pancakes.
Yes.
You're allowed
He
to
just
cheat
keeps
day.
pouring syrup over it. Yes, it is.
So this is
Okay,
like
we
a
can see you
competition.
Hand off like half of your stack in that.
There was
Hey, I'll get more. Bring me more.
there was a competition at the beginning when we all met, and of who could
Right.
eat the most breakfast food or
I
pancakes,
rolled
perhaps.
One on a constitution check. It was bullshit.
Grandpa eats all the pancakes.
Who
I
does?
do eat all the pancakes.
So how many are we
also-
at?
Varys, it's worth mentioning, even if you do win, you have to get the shirt away from my wife somehow.
She wears his pajama shirt now.
He just
It is
sits
for
back
sure
and
her
pushes
jammy
the plate
shirt.
away. He just sits back and pushes the plate away. I'm not hungry anymore.
Cheyenne starts eating yours.
There you go, dear. Eat
Yeah,
up,
this
still
is sort
growing.
of like a tradition now with the whispers.
Yes.
Well, tradition.
Even if
Have-
the accommodations were quite questionable.
So wouldn't it be you got stuffed in the dark side? Is that what it would be?
Who's stuffing in the dark side? What is happening on
Dark
the ship?
Side
Or
is the
what-
name of this
that's-
place, I think.
It's the name of the ship.
Well, if I play my cards right, hopefully this year. What?
Shira looks over.
How thick are the walls? Because I don't want a repeat of Caldana the first time in that one city.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Varys didn't.
I don't know, Varys, how thick did you build the walls?
Did I build this ship?
No,
No, we're not on the
Kelsey
ship.
did.
No, we're in the fort right now.
We're in the fort. Well,
Oh,
the
okay.
fort's walls are quite thick.
That's
I
good.
can assure you of that.
He has taken that learned experience and applied it.
We call
good.
them trauma defense walls,
Hmm.
and they resist all kinds of trauma, both physical and mental.
Well, I hope you also dragon-proofed it.
Well, I'm probably going to find out today, aren't I?
Yes, yes, you are.
All right. It's been
Lysel, she just seems to be enjoying watching you all be you.
Is Saren just sitting brooding in the corner?
No, Saren is at the table next to you eating.
Okay.
He is. Well, it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, has he forgiven himself for what he did?
No.
No, he never will. But it's not consuming every minute of every day for him
Yeah.
anymore. Now, he travels and he tries to do good where he can, and he's made his peace that when he dies, the pits of hell will open for him, and that's just what it is.
Falah would actually make it a point to chit chat with him and keep up with him on
So-
what's he been up to, what's he been doing.
As you ask him, he smiles. Well, right after the events of that day, I went home and laid flowers at Opal's grave and said goodbye to my mother. And then I've been traveling since. I spent a lot of time on Rest Hearth trying to aid the halflings there, and I was going to go to Moon Bay, but I thought perhaps my visage would not be welcome there. I thought it would be best that I go somewhere that people don't know my face. So,
Solid call. And how's your penance plan working out for you?
I suppose I would say that I don't feel any more redeemed than I did before, but that is very much the point. I am happy that I can have something good to offer the world that I wronged. And while it will never be okay, a week ago, I was in Sunlock, and there was an avalanche. Whole city was buried. Most of them didn't make it, but I was able to dig out father and his son. And as I got them out, I just thought, the scales will never be balanced, but there's two people who are alive because of what I did. And I think for the first time, I thought maybe one day I wouldn't have a nightmare when I slept.
I hope that day comes soon.
Me too.
What's important is you're trying.
Yeah.
And I will try until the day I die, or until this body does not allow me to anymore.
And if you should fall into old habits, I'll just have to hunt you down and do some cleanup.
Well, the good news is Dragon hasn't approached me with any deals about visions in the sky. And
Well,
if she does, well, I know better.
Well,
I'll
luckily we're gonna nip that problem in the bud for you.
Yeah. Well, I've learned now I'll just listen to Rialta's interpretation of events in the sky.
I was
That would
not
be-
correct either, technically.
I
I was
mean,
just slightly more correct.
it still is wise to listen to you regardless, because you're kind of really smart and wise.
As ever, Melody, you are too kind.
I'm just saying it as it is.
I saw a vision in the sky. I saw myself and my sister. We stood against a dragon. I know now that we will stand against dragon in different ways, but I plan to lend my axe to the cause on Mother's Jail. And if I die on a battlefield somewhere, so be it. But
Well, we welcome your aid, and you may feel the scales are never balanced, and it might not be for us to judge, but I will say if I can presume to speak for everybody, we're at least proud that you're trying.
I appreciate you're here.
thank
Me
you.
too.
Thank you.
Keldana does too. She just doesn't really open up about anything.
Some things never change. I elbow Keldana.
Yeah.
What's this feeling I'm having?
What's this feeling I'm having? Oh, right, that was the dread demon in my head.
Yes.
Keldana
That's-
has a vulnerability to vulnerability.
Mm.
I thought
see.
I thought you had multiple personalities inside of yourself. It was a wild time.
I mean, I
No.
suppose technically at the time that
Wait,
is one way to
whoa.
look at it.
Wait. You had a dread demon in your head?
Yes.
Who's asking?
Saren.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Different dread demon.
She
And
wore
you
a cursed necklace.
okay. And how did that work out for you?
They're married with
Married her?
kids.
Yeah.
He looks over at Cheyenne and like makes a cover your ears thing. That's bullshit.
yeah.
I know.
It's kind of redemption, Saren. It is more powerful a force than guilt or evil ever could be.
I've come
Also,
to
if you find the lost demon and you're really good with your tongue,
Right, we had a sweet moment.
Oh, I'm pretty good at that.
All right.
Tashira turns red.
What were you
She
going
already-
to say?
she already
She's
was
already a
red.
scarlet dragon. Yeah, I know.
What were you going to say, Saren? You sound like it's something important to say.
I was gonna say that I have found redemption to be a fleeting thing. It is a thing that manifests as we need it in the moment and then is gone just as quickly.
Or perhaps it is a journey.
Maybe it just means it's worth chasing.
It is
Yes.
something that you continue to work at.
I will note that Saren is being added as a war asset for all of you. For the
Yay!
mortal reminder.
Hooray!
Saren Faulkner has
Oh shit.
joined the Shining Force.
Hold up, do I have that on my soundboard? I do not. Damn. I'll find this. Hold on.
Yeah. So the night is, like I say, Brayley, for you, it's watching madness in motion. But everyone, they give each other a hard time. They joke like family does, and for most of you, it's like 20 years hasn't even passed. It is as it always was. When night falls and everyone starts to spread out, eventually Cheyenne does stop pretending that she's not tired and admits that she is tired. And so Lysel carries her off to bed. Tashira glances at you, Melody, and nods. Well, I came here and I wasn't certain if I was going to kiss you or demand a divorce. So,
Valid.
yeah, but I think I'm going to go with kiss because, well, I don't know. Tessa's had to bail some of these people out of jail twice.
What happened?
Two of them, or three of them, apparently had sex in a church. And then your son had sex in a public alleyway.
Hmm.
Our Remy?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm gonna have some word with him next time.
Oh, please. Please do.
I mean, I am also kind of curious with his partners and all.
Yeah, their names are Orion and Canis.
Orion and Canis. Orion and Canis. Okay.
Orion's a Dia Asenil. He was just maimed in a battle.
Canis is a bottom.
No, Canis is the
No,
top.
no, he is not.
Orion is the bottom. And Canis
Close.
is a pirate.
Come, I get it.
He has some interesting tastes.
Yep. Yep, he sure does. But they're both very kind.
Okay. Are they at least happy?
Happier than I've ever seen him.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been angry with himself for a very long time, and it's good that there's more than that.
There definitely is. All right. Well, we're going to bed too. And Tashira carries Melody out.
On that note, do you have enough gold for the curse purse, right?
What?
Oh my god.
It's fourth bunk room down has the thickest door.
Great.
Yeah, because well, you got plenty of sleep last night.
I did. Why?
Okay, you're not gonna get much sleep tonight.
Hopefully.
Tashira hurries out with Melody.
Somehow, the growing up within 20 years, but still having that voice, but saying 20 years of maturity of language is somehow creepier.
It does feel like it violates some sort of just common decency, really.
Melisandre looks over at the goat. What do you think? Meh. She nods.
Is he still just a goat?
Hmm?
Is he still just a goat?
His name is Goatsifer.
He wants to know what the hell does just a goat mean?
You told me I'm just a goat lady.
Oh, no, that was the old goat.
Yeah,
Oh.
goats don't live forever. You crazy.
That one was just a goat.
You were so rude, Callie. You were so rude. You literally said this was the same goat so many
No.
sessions ago, and now you
No,
changed my mind. Changed your mind.
No, the goat sparked. You see, it was a goat.
Praise
And then
be.
it sparked.
Honestly,
Now
I'd
it's the
believe it.
goat.
This
No.
is a goat rado.
No.
Rado.
Is that like Sharknado?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
goat
it's an
rado.
it's an on-rado,
Yeah,
but
like
it's a
a
goat.
Rado with a
Yeah.
goat.
It's not rado goat. It's a goat
Yeah.
rado.
Why can't it be both? ¿Por qué no los dos?
No, it is the same goat.
Thank you.
But she chuckles and stands up. Well, it has been wonderful to see you all again, but I am very tired. Yuki, are you joining me? She nods. And Yuki gives a look that says, no, I have words. And Melisandre dismisses herself. At some point, Varys, Kelsey sits down across from you. So this is a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
You used to tell me stories about how I helped you in the future fight a dread demon,
Yes.
and I never believed it. Not really.
Well. Sometimes believing in ourselves is the hardest part.
True. You're pretty good with Cheyenne. She adores you.
Oh, it's easy.
Wasn't with me.
No. It never is the first time. You have a lot to learn. That I had a lot to learn. Still do.
I've spent my whole life trying to understand everything. I built an airship because I wanted to know how various mechanics could be applied for air travel, and I designed technology that is used the world over. And the more time I spend around Lysel and Cheyenne, the more I realize I don't know anything.
I think that's what wisdom is. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot more of that. If my experience is anything.
Someone should have wrote a book on being married and having kids.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have read it, but
I would have read it, but I would have said it was poorly written.
yeah. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. We could use you down there. There's well, it's you told me about the battle that you had with the Red Lady when she was evil.
Yeah.
It was wild seeing your stories come true, because that's what it's like down there. Every minute you think you're about to die.
They're a lot more exciting when they're stories, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I used to listen to your stories just enraptured, and now I think that I was such a fool, because experiencing it in real life, it doesn't feel like something that should be celebrated as a story.
Varys starts to laugh. There was a bard, well, a skald, really, in the Old Order, who was named Gwendolyn. She was the only human member of the Order. We were close, I remember when she died. She could never actually take our vows or gifts because she didn't join as a child. She ran away from her family. And, she memorized all the tales on all the obelisks and cairns spread throughout the God's Grasp. I was enraptured with them. Mirabelle was too. We were obsessed with the stories. I wanted to become Night Skald someday for that exact reason. And I remember when she died. It was the first time I felt betrayed by the things that I loved. It wasn't the last time. But I still miss those stories.
Do you ever feel guilty for missing them?
All the time. Sometimes I feel guilty that I told them.
Yes. I get that.
Sometimes you just feel guilty for feeling guilty.
Oh. Yes. I lost my first person under my command recently. Her name was Jezera. She was the best ship's engineer you could possibly want. She never questioned my orders. She was not afraid to tell me when I was being an idiot. She did her job. She kept that ship running perfectly. And my decisions got her killed. And I mean, I did what I had to do. I keep telling myself that. I followed procedures. I did everything right. But that doesn't make her any less dead.
Yeah. You've analyzed that perfectly. Made all the right calls. She's still dead.
I keep playing it over in my head, trying to think of what I could have done differently. And every time I come up with something, I just think, but you would have been wrong to do it in the moment.
Yeah.
I keep thinking if I think of something that I could have done right, that would have been the right call, if I could find somewhere where I messed up, it would make me feel better. I think it always makes me feel worse that I can't find anything that I did wrong. I hate the idea that you can do it perfectly and it's still not good enough.
You know, Braylor, my old commander, who I cared for dearly, would tell you that a general has to learn to close their heart to it. But he never led an army. He never fought in open war. The order was long dwindled, and our enemies were long extinct at that time. Probably some of the worst advice I've ever been given by an otherwise wise man.
I can see why he says it. Part of me thinks that how would I ever let myself care about one of my crew again when that could be the outcome, but
You won't be able to help it. See, the thing is the reason you're playing it over in your head so long is because you do care. And you did care, and you'll never stop caring. And it won't get easier. The recovery will. The time it takes for you to get your head back in the game will. When the arrows are flying and the fire is shooting and spells are going off, you'll be right there, making the right decisions at the right time again. And people will die. And it will never be okay. But you'll be okay. You will.
I was so angry at you when you levied against my commission into the army. But I get it now. I've learned lessons that you probably didn't want me to have to learn.
I should have just told that to you.
Yes.
Even if you wouldn't have listened. You were
Also,
owed
yes. We try to do better, each of us. I gotta do better with Cheyenne. You know what she calls Lysel?
that.
Always, Mom. I'm just sometimes, Mom.
She's young.
She is. Which means that this is the time when I need to be there for her more.
It's the other reason I didn't want you to take the commission. Not to say I was right, but just to say I was worried. I think we strive very hard to make sure our children don't make the same mistakes we did. But just like people die on the battlefield, they're going to make those choices independent of us. Best we
Yeah.
can do is be there for them.
She stands up and walks over and hugs you. Thanks, Dad.
I hug her back.
I'm gonna go read my daughter a story before bed.
Should.
Yeah.
One last thing.
Hmm.
When's the last time you spoke to Mirabelle?
I guess it's been a minute. I'll
Before
reach out.
we leave tomorrow, make sure you reach out.
I will. And she heads off to go read her child a story. It is a fun night. A night that you guys haven't gotten to have in a long time. And there are some conversations that were maybe overdue to be had. There's a lot of fucking, particularly from Melody and Tashira.
Are the walls dragon-proof?
As it turns out, they are. They are
They
built
are.
to withstand devils.
Okay, good. Because
gonna
Melody has been pent up for a year, and yeah, she's not relenting.
I'm gonna ask Carmen if she still has the disguise from when she pretended to be a priest.
She probably does.
The priest or the nun?
No, she pretended to be a priest
She
Doesn't
was
matter.
both.
To get with a nun.
to get with
get
the
with the
nuns.
nuns, yeah.
Clear.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes, she was getting with the nuns.
I love it.
Keep
Uh,
wearing that, and I'm gonna develop a habit
Zing.
Oh my
Hold up, hold
God.
up. I gotta think for that. Hold up. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh dear.
If it does it show up if I do this? It does not. God damn it. It's been a while.
Kid, I had something for this.
This never happens to me.
In the morning,
Yes.
you are all brought together by Yuki, who again does not look drunk like she has any of the last few mornings that you've seen her. She looks like she did not drink last night and she has not started this morning. It's a nice, refreshing change for her. But she brings you together and she nods to the six of you. I am going to attempt to do this. When you get there, well, it'll be all on you from there.
Would I have a chance to speak to Carmen or Mirabelle before this? I don't want to take it at a time, but
You could talk to Carmen. Mirabelle is
I didn't
she'd
know.
be here. Mirabelle's actually in the God's grasp still.
I didn't know if we had access to like a telepathy spell.
You probably would at this point.
Alright.
Is there something you wanted to relay to them?
Yeah, to Mirabelle, I wanted to say, hey, it's been a minute.
Hey, you up?
You up?
And let her know that me and the Spirit of Serene are going somewhere, and I don't know what will happen to it if we don't come back. And so I just wanted to warn her about that.
She messages you back a moment later and says, what was must change. No one understands that better than you. I'll see you soon. She seems to have faith.
And then to Carmen.
Carmen's there in the as you're all being sent away, so she.
Before we go to leave, I'll go to Carmen. I'll take both of her hands, and give them a kiss, and say, "It would be wrong for a knight to leave without his lady's favor. Would you give me something before we go?"
She chuckles and nods, and she takes the barrette out of her hair and leans over, attaching it to a piece of your armor.
I will be back to return it to you.
She looks around to make sure Cheyenne's not here. You're goddamn right, you will.
Varys will take out of his pocket one of the very old acorns that he used to wear on his green shield and put it in her hand.
Perfect.
For any reason, for the first time ever, I cannot keep my oath to you. I ask that you plant this in the place that we met, so that as it grows, I can continue to grow old with you. All things change, and I would be there with the rest of your journey.
She smiles. I'll find that lonely stretch of road between Mina's Reach and Mina's Grove. But you'll be back soon enough.
Of course.
And you...
Melody.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Melody has not let go of Tashira's hand since they emerged in the morning.
Shira looks tired. It's been a night. But Tashira leans over and kisses your cheek. You'll be back shortly, I assume.
Hopefully, it won't take me a year.
That would be ideal. She looks to Yuki. If they're gone for more than a week, you're sending me in after them. And Yuki goes, yes, sir.
And Melody will put a hand and cup Tashira's face.
I saw a future where you did find happiness. Even if I wasn't around. And I've spent the last 2 decades making sure that you knew how much I love you.
That I have never doubted. If anyone can beseech the Prime Goddess, it is you.
I understand what it's like to be a mom now. I understood why both Mommy and Mama did what they did. I'm hoping that the Prime Goddess remembers.
Best of luck, love.
I don't say it often, but... well, long overdue. But I am really, really lucky to have you. You are the reason my heart sings. The reason I understand why people make songs about love. And I continue to thank my lucky stars that I get to experience a life with you. Experience having a family with you.
Tashira
And
smiles.
if something happens, watch over all of them.
You know I will. I love you.
I love you too.
And Melody will pull her into a hug and then kiss her.
It is returned.
Yeah.
Imagine if it wasn't crazy.
Oh, God. What a moment.
For a moment.
It is with that the 5 of you, Rialta, Caldana, Cerberus, Fala, and Melody, are sent by Yuki to see the Prime Goddess. And we may never know what happens in that conversation. We may never know what words are shared or whether the Prime Goddess intervened. But what we do know is that Melody, Caldana, Fila, Rialta, and Cerberus never did return. At least, not as they are now. Instead, the first 5 demigods of Serene returned. 5 people ignited, finally. And I'd like each of you to introduce the god or goddess that you become. Rialta, you who so long ago nearly sparked into the goddess of insight and understanding, whom do you become as a demigod, that which you have much greater control over? For it is not what the world sees you as, it is who you truly are that you have become.
Rialta identifies herself as the goddess of healing, not of just wounds, but of the journey grief takes and the acceptance one must have to move forward. To maybe not be completely whole again, but to still have a lesson learned and another foot forward.
Melody of the Ivory, whom do you spark into? You who so long ago nearly sparked, nearly became divine, and instead remained mortal and chose to fight for a better future, chose to help heal. Who do you become?
Melody becomes the goddess of joy. Where she goes, song and revelry are had. Healing, but not in the sense that the goddess of healing brings. She comforts those who need solace, ensures companionship to those who find themselves alone, much like how she found Ramiel. And she continues to bring the Ivory's Grace motto, which is helping the world heal. Only she's doing it in her own way. Song, spreading joy where she can.
Beautiful. Cerberus, you who were chosen by two goddesses, both Flora and Fauna, to serve as nature's champion. You who once almost sparked into the god of evolution, whom do you become? Who do you return to this world as?
Cerberus, Knight of Hemlock, returns after igniting his spark and intermingling its power with the spirit of Serene, which has lasted inside him for over 30 years now. He makes himself the Warden of Serene, the huntsman in the forest. He is god of metamorphosis, Lord of
Beautiful.
change and growth.
Outstanding. Indeed you are. You who were charged with locating the reincarnations of Flora and Fauna and have already found one of them. The only of our group to ignite as dual goddesses, Caldana. You find that it is not just you, for you gave your soul truly, and your mind and your heart to another, someone who had already ignited once in their life for all the wrong reasons. They are given the ultimate second chance through you to ignite once again. Who do you and Soraya become?
What's the name of it? Caldana and Soraya become the Winter Ladies. They are the successors of the Red Lady. They will guide souls to Boss when it is their time.
You indeed become the new psychopomps of this world. After 20 years without the Red Lady around anymore, you will have a lot of work, but many lost and wandering souls will be found by the two of you and brought to Boss's safe haven. And Falah, you who carried divinity for the shortest amount of time, you who wielded the sword blessed to you by your mother, but never carried truly the tattoo of Talia, you nevertheless ignite here. Whom do you ignite into?
Allah becomes goddess of retribution, blade in the night, bringing final justice, pruning the weeds of mortality, those that act with malice and no remorse.
Beautiful. All five of you become the first of a new type of deity upon Serene. Not a god in the way that we once thought of them, but now a true hybrid of mortality and divinity, a true melding of the two. You are blessed with the ability to walk between the prime material plane and the celestial plane. You are blessed, most importantly, with mortality's ability to change and to grow. Now, this goes both ways, of course. It means that you can grow for the worse as well. But that is up to you. It also carries with it the unfortunate downside of you can die like a mortal can. But most importantly, I think for many of you, is it means you have the opportunity to live on and stay with your families. You remain divine so long as there is faith to sustain you. But once there isn't any more, well, at that point you will be truly mortal once again. And you will perish like any other mortal. But beyond anything, this remains true. The fundamental law of Serene is that fortune favors the mortal man. That only mortal man may slay monsters. And that does not count for semi-mortals. While you all have the ability to grant boons and can help those that you choose, you know instinctively that were you to stand and face Dragon, you would either lose or become corrupted in the process. It is not your destiny anymore, just as you believed, to face Dragon. But fortunately, you know some young budding heroes that might be up to the task with your help. And that's where we'll wrap up for tonight.